James won this, James the wine guy. What we have ahead, and now James the gin guy, is this gin called Uncle Val's Gin. Stay tuned for this review. So this is a really beautiful bottle of gin. I got this at Bitters and Bottles down in South San Francisco. So they specialize in gin, vodka, and whiskey. It's a very cool store, very nice staff, very knowledgeable staff. And so I had, wanted to buy a gin. And I wanted something more of a lavender profile. And this is a really unique gin. It's not even labeled the specific gin style. And, I'd not heard of this gin before. Now I'm much more aware, of course, and love this. So here we go. I'm just going to show you the front label here because that's all there really is. It's kind of a side label going on here. This is Uncle Val's Botanical Gin, 45% ABV. And you're going to see here it's talking about Val. So Val is a member of the Sebastiani family. It's an homage to him. So this is batch 35, bottle number 24,554. And on the side here, it shows that this was bottled in Oregon, Bend, Oregon, to be precise. And I like this glass. I got this at, I believe, St. George Distillery in Alameda. I think it's a nice tasting vessel, and it works really well for this particular tasting. So, when I look for gin, years ago, you look for gin, and a London Dry, you might see an Old Tom. That was pretty rare to see one of those. But ultimately, you'd see just very few gin styles, and 99.9% of them were from the UK. There's nothing wrong with that. I love UK gin. It is something, when I smell it, I'm like, transported back to the days that I first fell in love with gin. And today there's so many different stylizations. And I think the purpose and point in gin is that there's so many wonderful styles. It used to be, again, you saw maybe 10 SKUs, 10 different bottles. Some of them are in the same bottle, maybe a different format, a larger 1.75 to 750 and so forth. And today you're going to see just so many, this plethora, this renaissance. And for me, I used to think, oh, gin, it's all just gin and tonic. That's all you can really do with gin. And it was a restaurant in Chicago that I went to called Vincent. And Vincent was really a restaurant in Andersonville. Its focus was Dutch food. And because gin really does have a provenance coming from the Netherlands, that was, you sip by the glass. It was, and it made me think differently about gin. It was like, yes, you can do that. It's not such a bad thing to do. It's actually a really lovely beverage art form. So I thought for myself, I'm just exploring the many styles, and one of the most, I'm looking for uniqueness, and I think that's the quality of gin. And also, like when I think of the Spanish love gin. They drink more per capita than anybody else on the planet. And gin has found a renaissance in the United States, which is a good thing. It used to be the thing that was like that strange thing, spirit on the shelf that nobody would be buying except myself and a few others. And I think of Wheeler's Peak Gin. This is coming from New Mexico, and there's a bit of cactus in there. And when I think of New Mexico and gin, I think of there's definitely mountains, but there's definitely prickly pear cactus, and that has such a unique flavor characteristic. It's a very fresh, cucumber-like characteristic, not exactly like cucumber, but it's almost that just definitely definitive homage to, and it's a great representation for me. Really enjoy that. So here we go. Now the scent characterization, first a point score, 93 points out of 100 points. Now again, I mentioned this is from the Sebastiani family, Sonoma County based, and distilled in Oregon. So on this I'm getting orange peel, persimmon, freshly sliced green apple, lavender. Beautiful notes, and a bit of white floral notation as well. So next, the flavor characterization. What I love about tasting gin, and it is a characterization, that scent to flavor profile is completely not always a match, and that's a good thing, because I think of one Australian writer, he talked about, say, wine, for example, and sometimes there's a boot polish notation, and I totally get it, but it doesn't translate, obviously, to the flavor profile. But I think that's the beauty, is to really describe what a particular gin is like. This is giving me notes of Ligurian lemon, those big, beautiful lemons coming from Liguria. Cinque Terre is where you'd see these, as well as orange peel, dried orange, kumquat, lavender, and pepper on this. So again, 93 points out of 100 points. More reviews of gin, wine, and other beverage art forms to come along the way. So thank you for watching. An amazing year. luckily to have stepped foot on ground in the Cinque Terre in Liguria. So thank you, and stay tuned for more reviews to come. It's an exciting year, the most amazing travel year that I've ever had. So subscribe to this channel, and subscribe buttons up here, like buttons down here, so hit that button, and stay tuned for more reviews to come. And I, again, appreciate this, so share this video if you would. Have a conversation. I'm on Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, as well as Instagram and WordPress. Thanks again. Salute!